So right now I'm here with the beautiful folks from Catholic Charities in Central Washington, and they got a message for you.
Now I would like to welcome our keynote speaker. He will reveal how the personal choices we make, the attitudes we carry, and the principles we choose to live by determine the success of our lives and our organizations. Please help me welcome Michael Ivanov.
You've got to keep fighting. Because one day you're going to look back on your life and you ask yourself whether you made the right choices, whether you did everything in your power to become the person that you wanted to become. Did you uphold your family values? Did you hold yourself to your highest standard? Did you live up to your expectations? Did you follow that little dream that you once had? Or did you settle for the things that just came easy and were certain? Did you give in to the fear and settle for the security of a safe life at the expense of your greatest potential? Did you rob this world and all of humanity of the gift that only you could have given to this world? Every time we gather around the dinner table, my dad would be at the head of the table. That was Victor's spot. You took his spot, you got your butt whooped. The rest of us kids would be huddled around the table like this, elbow to elbow, just sitting there listening to my dad tell us some of these stories. And oftentimes, right in the middle of these stories, he would tear up and he would just go silent for these long periods of time. To me as a kid, these moments felt like an eternity. Then finally, he'd start to stir his teaspoon a little bit, and then he'd continue with the story. So you see why as a kid I never had a problem with believing in myself. I was raised on these stories of willpower, faith, and willingness to fight for a dream. Even as a kid, I thought, hey, if I wanted to do something cool with my life, all I had to do was just be willing to try. And so when I was 10 years old, I had this plan. I was going to become an author. Stories in my books, well, they were going to inspire people all over the world. But something happens to us from those days when we're those little kids with the big eyes and the big dreams to that day when nobody really knows when it happens, but suddenly we become adults, right? Little by little, we get these things beaten out of us. Whether you're 25 in here, you're 45, you're 85, you're 95. There's things that happen to us in our lives that completely derail us from our vision. Why is it that most people can tell you 30 of their favorite TV shows, but they can't tell you a title to a single personal development book? Why is it that most people can tell you all the stats to their favorite sports teams, but they don't know their own credit score? Why is it if we ever get a chance to meet somebody famous, we'll take a selfie with them, we'll post it online, we'll brag about it, but we'll never do anything or even try anything that might make us stand out and make a difference? Why is it that we continue to lift the skills and the dreams and the talents and the passions of people around us up on a pedestal, and we continue to devalue our own dreams, our own skills, and our own talents? In 1954, there was a man named Roger Bannister, first guy in the world to run a mile in under 4 minutes. At that time, it was an actual belief that if a human being was able to run that fast, then their heart would literally explode inside their chest. Mr. Bannister really wanted to test his heart, he really wanted to break this record, but he decided he was going to do it. And so every single day in practice, he's running the track, and no matter what the clock is saying what the time is saying on the clock, he's seeing it saying 3 minutes 59 seconds. So he runs a mile, 3:59, runs a mile, 3:59, runs a mile, 3:59. And then an actual race in the Olympics, he breaks the world record, 3 minutes and 59 seconds. He runs the mile. That same year, 12 other guys did it too. So what happened? Did they suddenly start to train more? Did they suddenly become faster? They saw Mr. Bannister do it, and then they believed that they could do it too. Whose name do we remember now? Roger Bannister. Nobody remembers the 12 other clowns, right? They waited for someone to show them how to do something. Then they believed that they could do it. Extraordinary leaders, extraordinary people, they don't wait for someone to show them how to do something. They create doors in their minds, and they walk through them long before it looks like an opportunity, long before it ever even looks like a possibility for them. Right, brothers? They don't take off in that plane if they waited for someone to show them how to build a plane. A plane has never been invented yet. This is the kind of approach that we have to have. I can guarantee you there's people in this room right now that have ideas, that have had ideas, that may have ideas, that are going to get ideas in the future that can actually change your community, that can change your city, that can change your state, it can change our country, it can change our world. I can tell you that right now. But so many ideas die away when people don't believe, when they don't have this kind of belief. Most of us get caught in asking how, and instead we have to start seeing it as if it's already done. And then opportunities, then things start coming our way. Limitations come only when we're looking at the resources that we have directly in front of us. Now, in order to get started, that's good. You have to use, in order to get started, before you get moving, you have to use what's directly in front of you and use what's in front of you to get you to where you want to go. The problem is most people look at what they have in front of them. It's never enough to where they want to go, and so they eliminate themselves and they stop before they ever even get started. But like that guy with the one talent, like the servant with the one talent, this one opportunity, this one talent, this one resource that you had was never meant to be enough to get you to where you needed to go. It was meant to be a starting point. It was meant to be invested into, poured into, and used to get you more. Inside of you right now are 700 muscles attached to 200 bones that just allowed you to stand up. You've got 2 gallons of life-giving blood that pumps through 12,000 miles of blood vessels that run from your toes all the way to your fingertips by a heart that beats 35 million times per year. You've got 3 pounds of gray brain matter in your head that produces thoughts which can be measured on an electromagnetic device. Eyes that subconsciously detect emotion on another person's face allow you to feel what they feel and cry when you see them cry. 17 muscles in your face that allow you to smile. Every time you smile, you release healing endorphins through your entire body. 10,000 taste buds in your tongue goes down into your throat, doesn't even choke you while you sleep. Lungs that expand into 20,000 breaths per day, keeping you alive without you ever needing to remind them to. See, my friends, you already are an extraordinary being. When are you going to start to live like one? You've already got everything inside of you to be an extraordinary leader. When are you going to start to lead like one? Such an incredible organism, and it can be taken away in a fraction of a second by a speeding bullet in a muddy field. Such an incredible organism, and it can be taken away in a fraction of a second by a noose around a neck. Such an incredible organism, and it can be wasted away year after year in a sea of misery and loathing with no direction, no purpose, no vision in life. Whatever dreams you have for your organization, whatever dreams you have in your personal life, wherever it is that you're trying to head, apply these 11 principles to whatever it is that you want to do, and stop eating so much sugar so your cheeks don't stick together. And I promise you, you will stay alive all of your life. Thank you guys so much for your time.